Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host Venus, and today I got my lovely co-host over here, Miss Joline.
Hello.
Hi, my Pookie. My Pookie, I missed you.
Hi, Pookie. It's been so long.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever. I feel like now, since I don't have weekends off anymore, I should just come over to your house during the weekday and just pop in and we'll get a bubble.
Oh my god, we had a smoothie.
Oh my god, yes.
You know the smoothies cost the same as Bubble.
Wait, where's there a smoothie place?
There's the Tropical Smoothie Cafe at by the Walmart.
They have. Oh, you're right. I forgot about it. All right, Monday. Mark it in your calendar. We're going to Tropical Smoothie.
Okay, Cookie.
Get it, loser. We're going smoothie.
Get in, loser. We're going smoothie. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna see me all rumply from work. I don't even know how to word it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be all peppy and whatnot and be like, "Hi, it's my Pookie," and you're gonna be like, "I want to kill everything around me right now. Don't even look at me."
I'm gonna be covered in dust, dust and fiberglass. Love it for me.
You should be like, "Don't ask about my appearance right now. I'm going through a lot."
I'm going through a lot.
Well, speaking of going through a lot, we're gonna be reading more of the Bowluigi fanfiction. Where we left off on a big kind of not really a cliffhanger. I mean, somewhat.
But we left off with some new information.
Yeah, and it's gonna be after the battle where Masterless Cattle and Overlord's hanging by a thread, all that kind of thing, you know.
I was like, I didn't know what you were saying, and then I was like, oh shit.
Oh, it's Has-Been Hotel stuff, don't worry.
Yeah. I remember you playing it in the car.
Yeah.
Back in the days when I used to see you.
Oh my god, I literally just started the job right now. Bro, I literally just had my first full weekend and you're already being like, I never seen you ever again. I'm gonna pop into the Discord server after work and you're gonna put a picture of my image on a tombstone and be like, R.I.P. my Pookie. They haven't answered me in 12 minutes.
It'll be so good. You know what? I might do that.
Yeah. R.I.P. Pookie, haven't last seen on this day, and I'm like, bro, I'm working.
It's like I can still hear their voice.
I can see you doing that shit. Alright.
Honestly, I would do that. Back in school, I used to do RIPs, and then the person who I'd sit next to's name, and I'd put it next to them, in their seat, and then I'd take a picture. And send it to them.
They miss one day of school, and it's immediately
yeah, they're dead.
Yeah. It'd
be like that.
Yeah, it do be.
How will I survive class?
Exactly. They're my rock. Alright, from what I remember...
Speaking of anguish.
Yeah, of anguish and sadness. What I remember is that we're in Kong country. They've had a problem with their food in this eel in the coral that's making it hard to fish. Turns out it was the crocodiles, specifically more of King K. Rool. They had a battle.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He was talking a lot of shit. I think KK Rool's dead. He just got flown away into space, pretty much. So he might have survived. We won't know until more into this book. I'm assuming he's dead right now. But Bowser is severely injured, and I'm going to assume that something that we're gonna get a little bit of a heart-to-heart with Luigi and Bowser. I'm hoping. This book is long. I want a scene of him, him cleaning his damaged shell and trying to help put the pieces back together, like Edwin.
Not Edwin!
I thought I could sneak it in.
I love it. I hate it.
Alright, and because of the last book being, the last chapter being so long that I pretty much read the entire thing, Joline has volunteered to read this entire chapter, so you guys can actually understand what's going on this time.
Oh god, it's too much pressure, I'm gonna stutter.
I'm sorry.
Rool crashed into a pile of barrels, his body aching from the impact. He struggled to regain his composure, as his mind raced to comprehend what had just happened. The Kremlins and Kongs watched in stunned silence as Bowser towered over them, his fiery breath billowing with each heavy breath. As the dust settled, Rule slowly rose to his feet, his eyes filled with fear and defiance. It was clear he had chose a line, but he had never anticipated it would lead to something like this. K. Rule's heart pounded in his chest as he assessed the situation. He had always been a formidable adversary, but facing Bowser was an entirely different level of challenge. The Koopa King's imposing figure cast a shadow over the battlefield, his spike shell gleaming menacingly. The Kremlings and Kongs exchanged worried glances, realizing their long-standing rivalry had suddenly become insignificant during their duel. Kongs jumped into their vehicles and began their retreat, and the Koopas watched with petrified expressions as their king spewed plumes of fire into the air. Luigi could not wrap his head around what he was seeing. Bowser was to be the size of a building, and the heat he was exuding was unbelievable. The ground trembled beneath Luigi's feet as Bowser unleashed another eruption of scorching flames into the sky. The intense heat radiating from his massive body made it difficult for Luigi to even breathe. It felt as if he was standing too close to a raging inferno, his skin prickling with discomfort. Rule slowly got up, groaning, and stood to his feet. He growled in agony as a sharp stab of pain shot through his side. He moved his hand and it came back red. A piece of metal from the barrels managed to stab through his armor and scales. He looked up and snarled at seeing his army running around like cowards. "What the fuck are you doing? Kill them!" he roared. Flinching at the harsh words, the Kremlings picked up their weapons, and their fear was momentarily overridden by K. Rool's commanding presence. With a renewed sense of purpose, they charged towards their enemies, determined to prove their loyalty and regain their leader's favor. Rule clenched his teeth, trying to ignore the searing pain in his side as he watched his army spring into action. The tank swiveled into position and opened fire. Bowser growled and shielded himself with his hand. The explosive did nothing but irritate him further. The behemoth leaned forward and grabbed the tank as if it were nothing. He twisted the turret, then threw it at full force, giving Kremlings the ride of their lives. As the tank soared through the air, its metal frame twisted and crumpled under the immense strength of Bowser's throw. The Kremlings inside screamed in terror, their once confident expressions now replaced with sheer panic. K. Rool's heart sank as he witnessed his prized war machine reduced to a mere projectile. Other crocodilian warriors took off, their loyalty to the battle lost in the wind. Bowser took a step to the side, his tail switching from side to side, his eyes focused on Rool. The sheer hatred glowing within sent a chill down his spine. Never has he felt such fear before. K. Rool's mind raced, desperately searching for a way to salvage the situation. He'd always prided himself on being cunning and resourceful, but now he found himself at a loss. The once mighty Kremling army, which had struck fear into the hearts of many, now stood paralyzed with terror. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck next to Bowser, pulling the massive beast's attention away from the paralyzed Kremling. The massive Koopa's fiery eyes narrowed as he observed a small, green figure darting across the battlefield. He moved his body around and focused his attention on them. Perfect. Hiding aside, Rool slowly made his way towards them. Every step he took was agonizing, but he pushed through. Whoever they were would serve as a perfect leverage out of this. If they could call Bowser's attention so easily, it was clear they were close. Bowser's attention remained fixated on it. Rool couldn't help but notice the intensity of Bowser's gaze, a glimmer of concern hidden beneath his exterior. The Kremlin could vaguely hear the person yelling, most likely trying to calm Bowser down. He couldn't believe how quickly things had escalated. All he had done was make a harmless comment about Bowser's wife, and now he found himself in the middle of a chaotic situation. With slow progress, he managed to get within a few yards of them. Now that he was closer, he realized he had no idea what he was looking at. It looked like a royal toadstool or an imperial shy, but they were clearly not royalty in any capacity. The thing shouted frantically, and Bowser seemed to be listening. Rool chuckled under his breath and crouched slightly. If I timed things right, I could take that little twink hostage. I I completely forgot that he calls him a twink.
Is this Luigi?
Yeah, he's calling Luigi a twink.
Oh my god. The dream.
The dream.
Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry.
No. Keep going.
No, I can't. I read ahead.
No, okay. That's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Everything. I do it all the time. Unreal. Bowser clearly gives a shit about him, so if I have him, he won't hurt me, he thought. He flexed his claws, ready to grab him. A mischievous grin crept across Rule's face as he chuckled underneath his breath. There was a sick sense of delight in this. Just as he was about to lunge, Bowser slammed his hand, separating him from his would-be captive. The force cracked the ground and lifted a cloud of dust. A deep snore reverberated from Bowser's throat. Don't touch him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, is that the one we're
That's what I read. As soon as I read the "don't touch him," I was like, "Oh my god!"
As the dust settled, Rule realized how close he was. His snout was touching Bowser's enlarged knuckle. His eyes flickered downwards, and he noticed the fractures of the earth. That could have been me, Rule thought. Rule's heart pounded in his chest as he took a step back, the realization of his near-death sinking in. He had underestimated Bowser's strength and power, foolishly believing he could overpower him and claim victory. But now, standing face to face with the mighty Koopa King, Rule couldn't help but feel a surge of fear coursing through his veins. Bowser's fiery eyes bore into Rule's soul, a warning that sent shivers down his spine. The air around them crackled with tension, as if the atmosphere recognized the danger that had been just narrowly avoided. Rule knew he had pushed his luck too far this time, and had crossed a line that even he hadn't fully comprehended until now, and it was too late to back out. Blue shell! Everyone run! Hit the deck! As panic cries filled the air, chaos erupted. From the jungle emerged a blue blur, dashing towards K. Rool. Koopas and Kongs dropped for cover. King Bowser pushed Luigi underneath him and shielded him with his arm. As the blue blur drew closer, K. Rool's eyes widened in terror. Panic consumed him as he desperately searched for a way out, but it was too late. With a thunderous crash, the blue shell collided with K. Rool's body. The force of the impact sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield, knocking everyone off their feet. Dust and debris filled the air, obscuring vision and adding to the confusion that had already taken hold. Bowser shielded Luigi from the flying debris with unwavering determination.
Determination?
His massive...
Sorry. Undertale.
No, I got you. His massive forearms providing ample cover. The impact sent K. Rool hurtling through the air, his body spinning uncontrollably before crashing into a nearby tree. His body splayed across the ground, unmoving. Luigi blinked the dust from his eyes. He looked over Bowser's forearms and grimaced at the large crater. Editen stood within it, panting and holding a hand to their bleeding ear. The blue-shelled Koopa opened their wings and took to the skies. They flew in circles above Bowser's head. Luigi turned his attention to his transformed friend. Bowser, listen to me. You have to get small again, he yelled. Bowser turned his attention to Rool's body and let out another infuriated roar. Luigi's heart sank as he watched Bowser ignore his plea. The transformation had taken a toll on his friend, turning him into a towering monster with immense power. But Luigi knew that deep down, his king was still in there somewhere. I'm sorry, give me a moment. It says his king, and I'm just like,
I was about to say!
I'm like, it's so cute. I'm like tugging a hair behind my ear. I love them so much.
Yeah.
Desperation filled Luigi's voice as he shouted again. Bowser, please! This isn't like you! You're gonna get hurt!
Luigi on the battlefield right now. You can make a difference.
This isn't you!
You can make it right. You can make it better.
But Bowser seemed lost in his rage, fixated on the defeated body of King K. Rool lying motionless on the ground. His fiery breath intensified. scorching the surrounding area and causing air to crackle with heat. Tears ran down his face, then evaporated just as quickly as they left his eyes. Luigi hugged his thumb tightly at the sight. Hesitant but determined, Luigi tightened his grip on Bowser, trying to find the right words to break through his rage-induced trance. Bowser, he called out softly. I know you're hurting right now, but this isn't who you are.
This is so cute.
Oh.
That's it. I'm gonna throw up right now.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna throw up.
Honestly, you're so real for that. Bowser's eyes flickered with a momentary glimpse of vulnerability before quickly returning to their furious glare. He tried to move forward, but his head thumped into an invisible barrier. Bowser growled and rubbed his head. Suddenly, Editen landed on his hand. Now that they were closer, Luigi could see that blood was coming from both sides of his head. The general rubbed their chests in a circle, flattening their hands, then interlocked fingers. Stay put, they ordered. Bowser snarled and pushed against the barrier with his free hand. Luigi peeked over his bracelet and gasped. Kamek kneeled some distance away, surrounded by blue light. He raised his hand and sang something to Editen. They nodded in understanding and flew back up, with Luigi in tow. The human screamed, trying to ignore the twist in his stomach. Editen took him all the way up and deposited him on Bowser's snout. Luigi fell on his stomach in the starfish position and clung to the Koopa's scales. The red eyes turned to look at him, giving him a cross-eyed expression. Luigi looked up and trembled. Hey, big man, he whispered. He whimpered.
Sorry.
No, I get it. I get it.
The word
no
whimpered
worries.
really takes me out.
The word. Bowser moved around as the barrier began closing in on him. His tail was tucked around him. His arms were pressed to his side. The Koopa King chuffed, but didn't struggle for fear of knocking Luigi off him. Editen circled his horn. Luigi shakily stood to his and leaned into Bowser's face. Hey, how will we calm down and get back to normal size? He stammered. The Koopa King fought against the barrier once, his chest rising and falling erratically. He squeezed his eyes shut and made a choking, hiccuping noises. They almost sounded like sobs. Luigi's eyes widened on the realization. Oh my god, he's having a panic attack, he thought. Luigi's heart sank as he watched Bowser struggle with his emotions. He never expected to see such fear in his eyes. After all, Bowser had a seemingly extroverted disposition with him. But in that moment, he saw vulnerability where he had never expected. Without hesitation, Luigi rested his forehead on the king's face. Bowser, he said softly, his voice filled with genuine concern. I know the situation is overwhelming for both of us, but we need to find a way to calm down. Bowser's eyes flickered open, revealing a mix of fear and desperation. His breathing remained labored, and his body continued to tremble uncontrollably. It was clear that he was struggling to regain control of himself. Drawing upon his own experiences with anxiety, Luigi took a deep breath and spoke in a soothing voice. Listen to my voice, he said gently. Focus on your breath. Inhale slowly, and exhale. The Koopa trembled with a reaction, and the reaction broke Luigi's heart into pieces. Luigi could see the pain and vulnerability in Bowser's eyes, and it struck a chord deep within him. He knew all too well what it felt like to be consumed by anxiety, to have your own mind become a prison of fear. But he also knew the power of compassion and understanding, and he was determined to help Bowser to find his way back to calmness. As Luigi continued to speak softly, guiding Bowser through each breath, he could see a flicker of recognition in the Koopa's eyes. It was as if Bowser was slowly starting to regain control over his racing thoughts and trembling body. The tension began to ease, albeit ever so slightly. With every word that left Luigi's lips, he poured his empathy into them, and his actions bore fruit. Slowly but surely, slowly but surely, Bowser started to shrink. and his scales turned back to their normal gold color. Luigi's heart swelled with hope that he witnessed the transformation taking place before his eyes. As trembling subsided, Luigi continued to speak softly, offering words of encouragement and reassurance. Not long after, Luigi safely dropped to the ground. Bowser rested his head on his lap, groaning and clawing at the air. The human jumped at his reaction and touched his shell. The Koopa King screamed in agony, and Luigi's lips trembled as he looked at his hand. Fresh blood stained his glove. He looked down and noticed a large crack in the protective casing. His heart raced. He gently cradled the Koopa King's head in his hands, trying to offer some comfort amidst the agony. And Bowser's labored breaths filled the air as he winced with every movement. Luigi looked up and saw Kamek and Edatan quickly approaching. "Help! He's bleeding!" he shrieked. Kamek quickly assessed the situation. "Luigi, what happened?" Kamek asked, his voice filled with genuine worry as he knelt beside Bowser. I don't know," Luigi stammered, his hands trembling as he continued to cradle Bowser's head. "He and Rule were fighting, and that bastard threw him, and he hit his back hard." Kamek's eyes widened as he took in the severity of Bowser's condition. He gently pushed Luigi aside and carefully examined Bowser's back, his brows furrowing with concern. The impact had left a deep gash on Bowser's shell that went from his left shoulder down to his right side. The blood was oozing out steadily. "We need to take off his shell," Kamek said urgently, his voice laced with determination.
Determination.
There we go. Luigi looked on as Edatan and Kamek worked to remove the broken armor. From his position, he could see that a broken half was dripping down, most likely digging into Bowser's flesh. Luigi's lips quivered at the sight. Kamek and Edatan got to work, removing the shell pieces. Bowser cried in pain, and the sound shook Luigi to his very core. Luigi's heart sank as he witnessed Bowser's agony. The once mighty and fearsome King Koopas now lay vulnerable and defenseless, his roars of pain echoing through the air. With each piece of shattered armor that was removed, Luigi could see the extent of the damage inflicted upon his friend. The broken half had indeed pierced deep into Bowser's flesh, leaving behind a trail of blood and anguish.
Like the name of the chapter.
Oh my god, crazy!
Oh my god, it all comes full circle!
The human slowly stood up and looked up. Members of the Kong army watched on with shocked expressions. The Koopa troop watched cheerfully. Luigi looked at them pleadingly, unsure of what he could do to even dissuade the situation, and the people responded. As a united front, the Koopas and Kongs approached the injured king. A truck was wheeled closer to them. Candy jumped out of the passenger side and rushed toward the scene. Kamek, albeit distrusting, allowed them to help, and with the help of a few Kongs and Koopa soldiers, they managed to get Bowser into a makeshift stretcher on his side. They lifted him onto a large vehicle with Candy, Luigi, and Kamek joining him. Edatan was about to follow, but a group of soldiers stopped and pointed at their injuries. Begrudgingly, they stayed put and allowed themselves to be taken to another healer. The driver floored it, speeding across the dilapidated battlefield and into one of the few remaining buildings. They carried Bowser inside and began treating his injuries. The events that unfolded after were a blur. Soldiers gathering the injured and setting up a field hospital. The Koopa troop aided in any way they could, whether it was helping reunite families or distributing supplies. The combined squadron captured the remaining Kremlins and took them to the village incarceration. As for K. Rool, while the armies were distracted, a Kremlin snuck toward their fallen king. They stayed hidden in the shadows as he quickly headed towards him. Their hand was clutched around a green mushroom. Their urgency was justified, if they wanted to revive their leader, lest they be cursed by his spirit for insubordination. They had to be swift or else the one-up would disappear in their grasp. The Kremlin finally arrived at K. Rool's side. They grimaced at the battered and bruised state of his body as it lay in a pool of blood. With trembling hands, they carefully placed the green mushroom on Rool's chest. The life-giving fungus sunk into his chest with a faint flash of light. The mysterious powers of the green mushroom began to work their magic, slowly healing K-Rool's wounds and restoring his strength. The Kremling watched in awe as K-Rool's body started to regain color and vitality. It had been a race against time, but it seemed their efforts were not in vain. Suddenly, a faint gasp escaped K-Rool's lips as he regained consciousness. God, I wish he didn't. But anyway, I fucking
I wish that motherfucker never woke up.
Exactly. You get it.
I do.
You get my hater mindset.
Yeah. I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk.
His eyes fluttered open as he thrashed around. The Kremling jumped at the sound. My king, you must be quiet, they whispered. But the king did not listen. He stood to his feet, gasping loudly and looking around. Rule touched his shoulder, then looked at his hand desperately, almost like he was expecting to see something. The Kremling tensed but didn't do anything further. In fact, they slowly sank back into the darkness. Rule seemed to have lost what little sanity he had in the first place. King K-Rool fell to the ground, trembling in fear with his hands over his head. A group of Kongs and Koopas approached him, visible hatred in their eyes. Chief Cranky stood amongst them. He leaned on his cane. Well, well. Looks like Rule here's still alive, he said, his hackles and fangs raised. Fangs raised. Two guards grabbed Rule and roughly pulled him to his feet. Despite having received such a strong power-up, the Kremling somehow still looked half-dead. Cranky stepped forward. What's wrong, Rule? Got a glimpse of Bone Chill's prison? But you saw quite a few of your buddies down there, he said. Rule looked at him, but made no retort. His mind was slowly consumed by the memories of his death, the feeling of his body turning colder and losing feeling of his limbs. He still felt his soul fall down into that cool and cold hell. Last, but most horrible of all, Rule could still hear them. He could still hear the hatred-fueled words of the previous Koopa king and queen. We've waited years for your death, Kusha. We even left the Overwear just to have the honor of tearing you apart. We'll make you regret harming our son. You'll rule the day you helped her escape.
Ooh, drama! So, I feel really bad now. You took, 25 minutes to read that entire chapter, where it took me an hour to read the last one. Am I this incapable of reading?
I just try to zoom through things.
Yeah, unlike me. I read he went to the store and then...
Don't feel bad. It's good. It's okay.
Is it?
Do you want to do half and half of the next one?
Yeah, that would be good. Alright, comfort in the dark. Trigger warning. Or what? Yeah. Blood, slight gore because of open wound, medical inaccuracy. Shit. I thought they got all their information from Grey's Anatomy, didn't they? Fuck. Cammy, put that down. Step aside, Luigi. Luigi couldn't believe how quickly everything went south. Once they put Bowser on the table, Kamek retrieved a device that could only be described as a blowtorch from his sleeve. He had attempted to approach the injured king, but Luigi threw himself over him, protecting him with his own body. and now the two were at odds. Candy tried to get behind him, but Kamek wrapped himself in the operation table with the barrier. Luigi grimaced, like the grimace shake. Kamek, what are you doing? He asked. The wizard scowled. I'm going to... Is it castorize his wounds?
Cauterize.
Castrate. Cauterize his wounds. He replied blankly. Are you out of your mind? Explained Candy. I'll seal the wound quickly, Kamek tried to say, but the blonde Kong shot him down. And absolutely destroy any salvageable tissue? Cauterizing that wound of that size and you'll never wear a shell again. You're just gonna cause him more pain. Kamek flinched at her harsh words, despite the thick lenses of his glasses. The panic was written all over his eyes, explaining the fact that he was not thinking long term in regards of Bowser's treatment. Luigi loomed over him, listening to his breaths and pain groans. This argument was just furthering his suffering. Luigi steeled his tone, realizing that Kamek was acting out of desperation rather than malice. I know you want what's best for Bowser, but you're panicking right now. Let Candy treat him her way, he said firmly. She's our best healer, the best healer Kong Country's got. He'll be okay. Despite the stern tone, Luigi was not, reprimanding Kamek. He was trying to make him see reason. Luigi could understand his panic because he was feeling it too. Just not for Bowser, but for his brother who was out there. But as much as anxiety was stabbing him, he ignored it. He had to, because he would be utterly unable to help his friend. After a short stare down, the royal advisor had a shaky breath and dropped the blowtorch. Candy snatched it and refocused on the task at hand. He removed the bag from her shoulders and began pulling out the medicine bottles and other supplies. Another Kong entered the room with 2 baskets of water.
Ate them.
Basins. Bastions. They quickly put them on the other table, then swiftly left. Candy began washing her hands. Luigi, I'm gonna need your help, she said. Luigi stepped forward. How can I help? He asked. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the first thing about surgery or anything you're going to do. I'll talk you through the process. You just need to help me keep the gash clean as I stitch it up. What do you mean? Suddenly asked Kamek. Candy and Luigi looked at each other. Do they not use, what is that, sturges?
Sutures.
Sutures in the Darklands? Is castration... Oh, caster... God damn it.
Cauterization.
Cauterization. Why do I keep saying castration?
I don't know. I'm a little concerned, but...
There only means of treating wounds such as these? They knew the kingdom was surrounded by lava and fire, but they never imagined the people would be put in such a way. However, this was a matter to be addressed for another day. The Kong put on a pair of black gloves, then motioned for the second basket with a nod. Would you go with this? Fuck. Bayesian.
Okay.
Luigi gulped as he peeled off his dirt and blood-stained gloves and then cast them aside. The human quickly washed his hands, ignoring the fact that the water ran slightly red, and put on the new gloves. Candy moved to Bowser's side. Kamek on the table. There's a green bottle and a rag. Grab them, she ordered. The mage swiftly obeyed and grabbed the items. He looked up at her, expecting further instruction. Candy moved towards the laid-out items. Drench that rag with the solution and press it onto Bowser's face. It will render him unconscious. That way, he won't feel a thing. Oh my god, he's like, hey, does it smell like chloroform? Put it up to the fucking Bowser's face.
Terrible.
Kamek obeyed her without question. He doused the rag in the solution and pressed it against Bowser's face. See? You fucking hate it. It smell like chloroform. The king protested slightly. No shit, because whatever. Before slowly drifting away. His breathing somewhat normalized. Luigi sighed in relief, glad to see he no longer was in pain, even though it was just momentarily. He turned to the busy healer. Candy, how are you gonna do the stitches? Won't the scales get in the way of the needle? I was just thinking that, like, you know, lizard looking ass.
Oh my god.
What? I mean, he's a lizard.
I mean, yes, damn.
This lizard looking ass. The Kong grabbed a black curvy needle along with a spool?
Yeah.
Spool of navy blue thread. She grabbed several other items before laying them out on the table. These needles are made out of fuzzy spikes. They'll slice through those scales like they're nothing, she explained. Kenny ordered Luigi to grab the gauze and disinfectant. The man did so, ignoring the intense twist in his stomach. Started cleaning the wound. He could feel bile climbing on his back. The back of his throat, and had to swallow it back. Oh, he thought that he would full up.
Yeah, he better full up.
Yeah. Candy, I full up. Luigi tapped the disinfectant on the gauze and continued along with the jagged lines of flesh. The wound was so deep that he could vaguely see what he assumed to be either fat or muscle tissue. Fighting back...
I'm a throw up.
Joline, don't throw up. Fighting back shudders and sobs, Luigi pushed through. He silently thanked all those who were brave enough to do this on a daily basis. They were really heroes of society. He wiped away blood from Bowser's scales and stopped. The gash was easily visible now. Candy moved into position and hooked the needle into one side. She pulled it through the angry flesh before tying it off.
Dexterous?
Dexterous. Dexterous dance of her fingers was a symphony of the precision and skill as she wove through each stitch with an unwavering determination. The two fell into a dance of sorts. Luigi's hand moved swiftly, gauzing in one hand and a bottle of antiseptic in another. With each stitch Candy delicately placed, Luigi could clean the area meticulously, erasing any trace of blood or any other condiments.
Contaminants.
Contaminants. Condiments.
Yeah,
got mustard
mayo
everywhere.
up there.
He just dropped all this fucking Hidden Valley Ranch everywhere. What the fuck?
It's gotta be Hidden Valley for some reason.
Stitch, clean. Stitch, clean. Before they knew it, the wound was closed. Now it was just a slightly lopsided line of the gold canvas. Luigi quickly put the bottle and blood-soaked pieces of the gauze down, and then crumbled to his knees. Candy gasped and went to rush to his side, but he stopped her with an extended hand. I'll be okay, he said. Just focus on him, please. The clown pursed her lips in disagreement, but did as he said. She peeled off the gloves, put on another set, and grabbed a large gourd. Candy poured his contacts on Bowser's sealed gash, applying even more coating. She put the gourd down and grabbed a roll of bandages. Candy lifted a free hand, and the king's body lifted slightly, giving Candy enough room to wrap the bandages around his torso and shoulder. Alright, I shall popcorn read over to you now.
Gotcha. Yeah. The Hither took a step back and sighed in relief. Kamek removed the rag. Is it over? He asked. Candy nodded. Her eyes filled with a mix of exhaustion and determination.
Determination!
For now, she replied. But he's stable. The gash is sealed, and the bandages should protect the stitches. Kamek glanced down at Bowser's motionless body. His brow furrowed with concern. Will he be alright? He asked, his voice tinged with worry. Candy knuckle walked toward him. We've done our best to speed up the healing process. What he'll need is medicine to discourage infection and plenty of rest. The three looked at the unconscious king. Luigi furrowed his brows. He was no longer concerned about the physical damage. He was more worried about the mental one. What on earth could have caused Bowser to react in such a way? What did Rule say that triggered that massive panic attack? Before the intense battle, he vaguely recalled Bowser saying how Rule brought back bad memories. And during said battle, Bowser roared something about a monster. Luigi couldn't help but wonder what kind of history or deep-rooted fear could have led to such a severe reaction. Was there some untold story between Bowser and King K. Rool? Or perhaps there was something more personal, something that struck a nerve within Bowser's own psyche. Lost in his thought, Luigi didn't even realize Candy had packed up her supplies. The Kong gently touched his shoulder. I have to go. I've got other patients to treat, he said. Oh, right. Thank you so much, Candy, replied Luigi. Candy shrugged and smiled slightly. It's my job, Green Bean, he said. Besides, I wasn't about to let him die. Who else was going to fix this mess? That's what Luigi thought she was going to say. After all, Bowser did cause damage, again, to the village. But her next words surprised him. He's earned my respect. No. She moved toward the door. Most likely earned all of Kong Country's respect. He fought valiantly and defeated the biggest thorn in our side. With that, she left. Luigi stood there, dumbfounded by Candy's unexpected words. Bowser had indeed fought bravely, practically brute forcing through a panic attack and gave Rule the thrashing of a lifetime. It was a feat that demanded respect, even from his staunchiest opponent, opponent. The change in perspective was relieving and hope-bringing. It would seem that there were a few positives to this situation. There seemed like there were a few positives to this situation. A sniffle caught his attention. Luigi turned and saw Kamek, with his back turned, furiously rubbing his eyes. He even slowly stood up and reached out to him. Kamek. Kamek adjusted his glasses. I'll be fine. I'm just... He turned his head and fanned his face. Thanks to the stars, he's okay. Luigi put a hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry for the harshness from before, but... No, don't apologize. I needed that. Andy was right. I would have hurt him even more in the end, no matter my intention. The mage took a shaky breath, then moved away from Luigi's grasp. He cradled Bowser's head, smoothing his hair between his horns. Kamek's cheek turned into a frown. Forgive me, if this may sound selfish, but can I ask a favor? He asked. I know it seems hypocritical, considering how distrusting I've been of you. Water under the bridge, Kamek, said Luigi. Asked. The distraught father studied him for a moment before continuing. You take care of Junior. Bowser will need round-the-clock supervision, and Hidetem will be out of commission for a while. He said, you're the only one capable of taking care of the prince.
Oh my god, he's stepping into the stepdad role so easily!
He's got his father's approval!
Oh my
god! Luigi nodded. Of course. I'll take care of Junior. Are you sure? With your brother possibly being injured, I'll take care of Mario and Junior. Luigi interjected. I promise. Kamek sighed in relief again and nodded. He turned his attention back to Bowser, and Luigi took that as a sign to leave. He quickly moved to the door, but stopped a moment by the door. Oh, so quietly. You just barely hear Kamek whispering something. Sadly, it was in a language Luigi couldn't understand.
Spanish.
You know what? Yeah, it was Spanish. You know what? Yeah. Kamek's listening, and so is Bowser.
Yeah, they all. It's not like a made-up language for it's Spanish.
You know, it's Spanish. Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, what the fuck are these guys talking about as they speak Italian?
I'm sorry, I can't get over that. That's so funny.
It's Spanish.
Spanish. In a language they couldn't understand. Spanish.
Wait, I'm putting that in the quote folder. Hold on.
That's so silly.
Speaking a language they can't understand. Spanish.
Today felt like the longest day of his life. After getting cleaned up, Luigi ran around for some time, asking people if they knew where his brother was. On what felt like the 100th time, a monkey guard escorted him to one of the makeshift hospitals. Luigi passed beds and stretchers, filled with an assortment of injured people. By some miracle, there weren't any shrouded bodies among them. He even asked for Kong if there had been any lost lives, and he replied with no. Plenty of close calls, but no death. The stars were shining upon them today. After navigating the labyrinth of beds, Luigi spotted Mario and ran to him. His bed was sort of covered by a curtain. The yellow twin cut his face, and that was stitched with thin strips of adhesive. His leg was splinted and laid over a smooth stone. Mario sported an assortment of other cuts and bruises, but they didn't seem to bother him. Luigi quickly, but gently, trapped him in a hug. Mario sighed in relief and patted his back. You're okay, fratellino. Just barely. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, to any Italians watching this, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should be apologizing to me.
Oh shit! Every single day I forget you're Italian. You don't even know Italian! Yeah. Fake Italian.
That's crazy. That's like...
You're learning Spanish?
I ain't going down that word. I'm not going down that
You know... what were you gonna say, huh?
Nothing. You'll never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Dude, I can feel the fucking side eye from over here.
I'm so glad that's crazy. I really was just side-eyeing my phone. Like... we have good times.
Yeah. We'll get to fun here at the Wattpad Book Club.
Oh god. What happened to your leg? Debris fell on it when me and DK were trying to help Bowser, Mario said with a wince. I hurt like a bitch, but whatever nasty medicine those healers gave me is starting to kick in. Mario gave him a lopsided smile. Yep, he was definitely high on pain medication. Possibly this world's equivalent of morphine. Luigi tried not to laugh at the face he was making. He grabbed a stool and placed it next to Mario's bed. And DK? Mario slowly sat up. Yo, donkey, Luigi's here. The curtain moved. DK lay on the bed behind it. His arm and torso were covered by bandages, and he had a serious cut across his nose. It looked like he took the brunt force of the debris fall. Despite that, he smiled with the same high expression as Mario, and peace sign. We fucking made it. He said. I love imagining like that. We fucking made it.
Yeah. It's funny imagining Mario characters just dropping F-bombs and shit.
Honestly, yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
The two patrons laughed with that. Luigi lightly tittered along with them. He grabbed Mario's hand. Hey, Mars, while you're recovering, I'm also going to be taking care of Junior, he said. I hope you don't mind. You don't have to ask me for permission. Kid's practically yours.
Oh my god!
Mario laughed at his own joke, then groaned in pain. Luigi quickly stood up. Alright, I think it's time for you to head to Snoo City. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? He said. His older brother nodded, his eyelids drooping heavily. Luigi lifted the blanket up to his chin and tucked the sides in. Mario started snoring almost immediately afterward. Once he was sure Mario was okay, he set up to the airship. A large Kong wearing a white jacket and black shades was kind enough to give him a ride. After a quick drive, Luigi beelined toward the ship, assuring concerned citizens that King Bowser was okay and he was going to make a recovery. He headed toward the main ship and went below deck, looking for the young prince. A pair of Goombas gave him directions, and Luigi stopped in front of Junior's room. He stopped for a moment to gather himself and ponder over the words carefully before docking. After some shuffling, the door opened, and his leg was tackled by a tight grip. Luigi bent down and lifted Junior up, patting his shell. The poor boy was shaking. Where's my dad? He stammered. Luigi took a deep breath. Your father caught the bad guy stealing from us, he said, but he got hurt. Is he gonna be okay? Tears sprinkled at the end of his... Oh, Bowser Jr.! Tears sprinkled at the ends of his eyes. Luigi started to water too, put a hand on Junior's shoulder. Yes, Junior, your father's gonna be okay. He replied jacobly. The best healer helped him. Junior's snout quivered as he slowly started to cry. Luigi gathered him in his arms again, whispering how everything was going to be okay, and his father was alive and going to get better. Luigi repeated his mantra, unsure if it was directed at the distraught prince or his broken self.
Oh my god. Oh! I'm gonna kill myself from excitement. This book is so good.
I know!
Oh my god, it's a 1-year anniversary! Today, December 5th, marks the first year anniversary of Love in the Oddest Places. It's been an absolute delight writing this. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone for your support. Your comments are a riot to read and help motivate me to keep writing. Don't worry, this fanfiction will start updating soon. I'm currently drafting the next arc that will happen, hopefully, that will give us Bowluigi we know and love. Oh my god, I can't wait. Oh my god.
So good!
Oh my god, so, final thoughts?
Oh, you already know. I already read this. It's great. It's great. I love it every time.
I'm really loving this.
I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
I'm glad you are. Yeah.
Oh my god, this author's amazing.
I know. Wait, hold on. You know what I've never checked?
If they have other works.
They have 5 works.
What are they about? What are they about? You have to share.
They have. I don't know what this one is. I don't know. What fandom is this? Oh, this one's Lore Olympics. Lore Olympus. They have a FNAF security reach.
Okay.
They have, I think, another Bowluigi.
Nice.
And then, is this? And then a Bowser X Peach.
Peaches.
Peaches.
Oh, I can't wait. If we ever get around to actually finishing this book, we should read more of their works.
Yeah.
But,
What's this other one?
bitch, you already know what time it is. It's fucking wheel time.
I sure do. Wheel time! Let me find this wheel.
Alright. Oh, I've had the wrong one up.
I was like, I do not remember having Emily X Alistair.
Alright, I got it. Refresh.
A much smaller wheel.
Yeah, there we go. You're like, whoa, where are all these choices?
I was a little nervous, not gonna lie.
We did not agree to this. Immediately you saw SMG34 on there, you're like, no!
Wait,
Yes!
okay.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
I got excited too early.
You don't like Frobin?
I love Robin.
Wow.
I love Robin. But
I'm seeing your true
my
colors.
brain, look, hey, I love Robin. I love them. You know those government bastards? You know that one? You know what I'm talking about.
I think
anyway.
so. Alright, well.
I saw a beautiful edit with Lana Del Rey audio, and I literally, like, my eyes watered. I'll find it for you.
Thank you, I would appreciate that. Alright, I think that works pretty fucking good. I can't wait to read more One Piece stuff.
Yeah, it's not. It's been a while since we. I was gonna say it's been a while since we read One Piece. Like last week, we didn't read Shanks.
Yeah, we didn't read Shanks. It's been a long time since we read a One Piece.
Yeah, it's been forever.
Generally, it's been a week.
That's a long time.
Yeah. That's a long time in cat years.
Exactly.
Ooh, sorry, something I bought shipped. I bought a vinyl.
Ooh, okay.
It's a translucent green color.
Oh no! What album did you get?
Disturbed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, can't wait. I've fallen through a rabbit hole of getting a vinyl collection. I was like, out of curiosity, I was like, let me see if Five Finger Death Punch has ever released vinyls before. I know they have their own store, but like they're a newer band, so they would have to choose to make vinyls. Currently, they have 7 up on their store, and out of curiosity, I just like Googled if they had any more, and they have a shit ton more. So,
wow,
I'm so fucked. And by the way, the 7 that's up, 3 of them are for their Fate album. The other 4 are for their Afterlife album, just in different colors.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so one's like white, the other one's like a silver color, one's red, the other one's red with a black little splatter on it, and then for the other ones, it's just like one's black, one's red, one's gold. That's.
Ooh, are you gonna get the gold one?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I need it. I need it in my life. Now.
No.
You should kill yourself now. No, I'm kidding. Alright.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I mean, that's the meme, but don't. Don't do it, Pookie. I love you.
I won't do it, but I did not know that meme.
When you don't, I'm gonna show you two later. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much.
It's always fun. Love you too, Pookie.
Yeah.
My friend.
You're my friend now. We're having tacos later.
Yay! Oh, cat bug. I know that one.
Yeah.
No.
Unscreen is a playlist of all the other Wattpad book club readings I've done in the past with Joline plus other people, so check them out. And then the last Wattpad book club reading should be up on screen if you are interested. It should be like a Camilla Carmine X-Reader, so check that out if you want. It's with Lego. He's awesome. Joline, you got any final words? Any words of wisdom?
I don't, you know. subscribe,
Thank
like
you.
this video. I don't know.
I got my last words. Bing bong. Alright.
Bing bong.
Do you think men deserve to have rights? Bing bong. You heard it here.
I thought you were like. I thought you were like asking me that. I was like, oh.
On that note, my name is Phoenix. That was Joline, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.